Hey, how you doing, troops? It's Krusty Old Crow back again with another edition of the Tactical Perspective toy review on the G.I. Joe Classified series of action figures by Hasbro. You guys who are tuning in, you know me, you know who I am, you know what I used to do. Despite my hippie hair here, my beautiful sweet flow, I actually used to be a 25-year military veteran with the Canadian Armed Forces that specialized in armored, so tanks and armored reconnaissance, so coyotes, and recce patrol stuff. So I took a real interest when I discovered that G.I. Joe was back with these figures, and I started swamping my shelves with them. You guys also know, I've talked about how I had undiagnosed severe ADHD, just recently diagnosed, and so one of the things I do is I like to keep my hands busy and I build a lot of stuff. All right, so I've done a couple of videos about Fob Hornsey and Hornsey 2.0 and Cobra Island, and I'm going to be doing another one, and I'll talk about that at the end of this one. This video, you'll notice I kind of looked up when I said classified. This one's not a classified review. This one is a very rare occasion where I'm going to review a G.I. Joe Retro Series figure because this one kind of demands it. The G.I. Joe Retro Series, if you guys don't recall, they are these ones that come on the card if you're in an area that don't have them, but I think everybody watching this knows about them. And they're just something that I just never put in the same mental category as collecting and classified. Call it OCD, call it what you will. There was just something about collecting these boxes behind me. And the symmetry and the way that they've designed them, they wanted you to collect them like that. They numbered them in that sequence and they had the box art. And they've stylized them in a way that you want to collect them. Where in the retro card had a different problem, right? It was a blister pack. So you had to open the blister to get it out. Just like a Hot Wheels car, you have to open the blister to get it out. Where in the box, you do have to open the box, but you can still present the box afterwards. And then with the cards, it's just like back when we were kids. This was the one thing I did like. What will you do with these cards, right? And so I've been kind of tormenting myself thinking, you know what? I've been talking about this in enough other videos, how those boxes should have these backs on them. Do I cut them or do I just collect them? I'm going to collect them. If I were a kid, I would have cut these. No problem. Had a little recipe box full of these when I was a kid. I loved the file cards. And seeing what else is in that release line. Love it. Absolutely love it. So guys, who am I doing today? Well, today I managed to get my hands on one in Ottawa that I have not been able to get for months, and I missed my window. It's Gung Ho. This one right here. And we're going to look at the figure. Clearly, this isn't an unboxing. If it has been an unboxing, I have failed. I don't mind failure. Anyways, I don't care about the unboxing. That's actually, I find it annoying to do an unboxing, quite honestly. Anyways, Gung Ho is a must-have for the retro line. I didn't really care about the retro line so much because of that collectability. And to me, they seemed like refurbished classifieds. The same figure, just a little lacking in something. And I don't know if that's a warranted or valid way to look at them, but I did buy the Destro and I bought the Storm Shadow because at the time I was having a hell of a time digging up a Destro and a Storm Shadow out here in Ottawa, Ontario, here in Canada. And I got fed up and I saw those retros and I said, you know what? Destro's missing, I think, a little bit of detail work that they had on the original one, and the Storm Shadow was just missing the hood, right? But they wound up fixing an issue they had with the original, something to do with the gauntlets, I believe, for the retro line. So I started looking at the retro differently when I realized that they had made a correction. I was a little annoyed it didn't come with the hood, but I had heard in other reviews and other opinions were that the hood was an obstruction and they didn't really like it. And I thought it was still a nice option to be had. And that's something they dropped when they put this in the retro line. With the Destro, I just really needed a Destro and I didn't care what it came with or without. You know, if you don't have Destro, you know, I'm sure it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I can't look at my Cobras the same without having a dust roll in my army. Yeah. And I hope you do track one down, but I don't think the Americans have the same issue as Canadians with the distribution on this stuff. And it's frustrating because I see countries like the Philippines and China and Thailand, they all get it well before us over here on this beautiful continent of ours, to you, my neighbors to the south. But you guys still get it a lot quicker than we do out here, and you get a lot more of it. And you get stores like Target that do ridiculous things, like put Grunt on sale for $11 apparently. Even in Canada, that would equate to me finding them for about 15, 20 bucks. That'd be great. Right now I can't find any, but I will. Nonetheless, it's always funny about the distribution issue. But the one I'm going to get really bitter about up here in the north is not being able to get Snow Job, Snow Serpent, and any more Arctic bats. And I think that we deserve special privilege for what we endure for winters up here in the north. I think, if anything, you guys should saturate us with too many Snow Jobs, Snow Serpents, and Snow Bats. I myself am prepping for the winter by getting my garage displays downstairs and working on a new display. But enough about this, guys. Let's have a look at the Gung Ho. And I'm not going to be the first guy or the last guy that ever did a comparison of them side by side. Kyle Peterson showed me the two of them together, and I agreed with a lot of what he said. So I'm not gonna probably inform a whole lot on anybody who can't already spot the differences. I'm sure a lot of you have already got these guys. If you don't, you're looking at getting them and whatnot. But if you guys saw my other review, sorry, I'm gonna get that camera looking down on them here. My apologies, guys. I am a Bush League film guy here, clearly. Let's just freestyle it. Boom, there we go. Okay. You guys remember, I really did like my original Gung Ho that I did buy. I did a little conversion work with the weapons because I wasn't too crazy about the weapons, but I liked the Chuck Liddell look and the Mohawk and the backpack. I liked a lot of it. I liked the way the grenades were on him. I understood he comes from the Fortnite era of the early release of the Joes, but I really enjoyed him. I thought he was a really good figure, and I was happy to get him. But did I feel like this was the Gung Ho I knew? Absolutely not. That's this guy right here. So head to toe, this is how I do these guys. I do a head to toe inspection. I tell you what I like, what I don't like. I go over some tactical stuff. If I think of any tactical stuff to mention in this, and there is a couple of little things on this one. And then I give it my overall playability grade and tactical grade. Just the same as I would with a classified. That's what I'm doing with this retro, because this is a great retro. This is the Gung Ho you all grew up with, I think. I hope. If you guys grew up with a different Gung Ho, then Canada is absolutely fucked. I have no idea what's going on up here. Anyways, the thing I loved about it, obviously, is having that, what is that, turquoise, aqua blue kind of look to him. I picture him a nightmare to the quartermaster of his unit, you know, because it's like, hey guys, we're ordering new day packs, backpacks here, guys. How many want brown? Good, good. How many want black? Good. Cad pie? Yeah, all right. That's about it. What is a Gung Ho? Teal. No, what you want? Yes, Gung Ho will order you a special backpack so it matches your vest. Like, he seems like a logistics nightmare just keeping him dressed. But it's an awesome uniform, and it's the one I remember as a child. He always stood out among the Joes. Again, like I said, it wasn't growing up with the cartoon, a bit of the comic book stuff, and all I saw of Gung Ho was he was the hard-nosed inspiration of the unit. And so for the head-to-toe inspection, guys, let's start with that hat. So, you remember this hat? That's the one he came with, and it had that little, what was that icon? I don't have my glasses on right now. They're on top of my head. Anyways, he has his rank insignia, I believe that was on there originally. And over here, he's got his Marine hat. Completely different hat. Great little cap. You can see it's kept its beautiful shape perfect, just like with the action figures original design. And if we were to move that, my God, there's the Gung Ho you guys remember. Bald mustache, a mean look on his face. I mean, there was nothing wrong with Chuck Liddell over here. But my God, that is the gung-ho head. I agree. Kyle Peterson pointed it out, and I saw it in his video, but now that I see it real up close and in my hands, this is the gung-ho. He's right. There is, hands down, that is the perfect head sculpt for gung-ho. That is a perfect head sculpt for Chuck Liddell. Okay, point made. Boom. Da-da. Okay, I won't do that again, guys. Sorry. If anyone fell out of their chair. All right, don't drink while you watch my videos. Okay, the tattoo on the chest, no different, just a different bit. I think it's a bit bigger. It is a bit bigger of a chest tattoo in its diameter. And that vest does peel off, you know, and then you've got your, like I said, you could open it up as such and reveal that you could peel this off if you wanted to have a bare-chested gung-ho, or if you're one of those guys who have just more money than you know what to do with, you know, you buy one and you convert them into a Dr. Mindbender. What the hell, why not? So lots of greatness there. So he's got the butterfly joints, no other tattoos, just that one. That's his life, his Marine Corps tattoo, right? But you'll notice I put in his hand one of the best features about it, and it is that traditional great grenade launcher. Okay, I liked this grenade launcher once I trimmed down the Fortnite handle a little bit. I thought it was fine, but once we get to the legs, I'll talk to you why this is the better grenade launcher. So we've gone through the vest. Let's go through the backpack. You know what I really liked about this, guys, was and you've heard me talk about it lots on the other videos, is I talk about how this second layer affects pinhole alignment on these backpack posts. And gung-ho, the original, by the way, if you want to find them on Amazon, look up Horsefly. Yeah. Anyways, his backpack was subject to that a lot. I pulled this gung-ho out of the package. That's right, baby. Tell him what you did. I pulled him out of the package and I slid that backpack on like it was a hot knife going through butter, man. Like that was just no problem. And I had him hunched over. I pulled it out and I said, it couldn't have been that easy. But it was. It was absolutely that easy. And I respect that so much with these. Okay, so moving down, he's got the, you know, like it is the original pants, and they've got that traditional military clasp type belt with the you can make that, it's a different color. They've done their work here. On the leg, you've got, again, matching colors. So again, another QM nightmare. He's got that hard pack holster on one side. We'll have a look at that pistol because this is a point I really like about him as well. He has a reasonable secondary weapon, okay? So he's got a standard Beretta 9mm style pistol. Fantastic. Whoops, extreme close up. That to me beats Yay. Horsefly. We'll call him Horsefly because Horsefly had no small arms, sidearm. He had fancy Fortnite guns, which none of us really, at my age or generation, really want as much as we want a really cool sidearm. And he just came off my secondary base, so we'll just stand him over there. Okay, so another edge is he gets a reasonable sidearm. So you got a picture, guys. He's not going to be lugging around. This backpack might have a few more grenades, and he's got them on his leg, thank God. But it's a one-shot reload, one-shot reload, one-shot reload kind of weapon. Cracks are open, pops a grenade in, cracks are closed, fires a grenade, cracks are open, puts another one in. He can only do that for so long before the enemy is going to close the gap on him, right? So you need that pistol sidearm. If that thing ever were to break down, you don't want him left defenseless on the battlefield. And then when he runs out of pistol ammo, again, edge over here. And I say edge purposely because guess who doesn't have a knife? Horsefly doesn't have a knife. Gung-ho has a big fucking knife. Okay, so there you go. So he's got his knife. Pardon my language. I said this video wasn't appropriate for kids. So there you go. He's got his knife, and that's how you hold knives when you're as tough as gung-ho. Okay, beautiful. So talking about that leg and those grenades, pay attention to those designs. You see how they have that big canister effect like shotgun shells at the back. Those are actual grenade launcher rounds. They actually went and took the time to sculpt those, as opposed to defaulting to some other design prints that we've seen repeated in a variety of different ways on a variety of different figures. I think of the Viper grenades and all the other grenades we have. They went and they did the proper sculpt for those grenades, and I cannot be more pleased about that. Yeah, they went with those shin guard boots over the black boots, and I'm not the biggest fan of those boots over. I think Gung Ho should have the classic military straight-laced black Cadillacs. No fancy shit on them, just nice polished black boots. That to me, or even just a nice leather jungle boot, is more fitting the theme of the classic Gung Ho than putting these mortar cross stylized shin guards on them. Okay, so head to toe, I am ecstatic about having this Gung Ho in my collection, guys. And does that mean, I'm just going to put his knife back over here before I forget. You'll notice he does come with his own base. This one has the Joe on it. Destro, you saw he had one. I didn't have Storm Shadows, but the Cobra ones have the Cobra. Joe's have Joe. But does that mean I don't like my other Gung Ho anymore? Absolutely not. But now I'm starting to see him as just Chuck Liddell, and I'm probably going to start calling him Horsefly because this is Gung Ho, and I cannot call the same guy twice. Guys, that is the head-to-toe inspection, and this is on a retro figure. For me, this is a new one, and I can see myself doing another one because I've been watching, shout out to Viper Island and guys like that. I've been watching what's coming up from Hasbro Pulse, and I know we're getting a new set of retros to include Scarlet and Duke, which is great. Pretty happy about that, but I think it's one in every line. They have one that absolutely needed to be done. And this one, Gung Ho is the one for this one. And the next one, it's going to be Recondo. We have the Tiger Force Recondo. I think we all mostly liked the Tiger Force Recondo. I know I sure as shit did. I thought it was a really good Tiger Force figure, especially. And he did look tactically sound. But when we get the tan Tiger Force Recondo, we're getting them in a retro, and that's how I'm going to do them. So, guys, that's the review. We're going to do the tactical grade and the playability grade. Playability grade on this guy, absolute A+. He comes with all the kit you remember. He has 0 articulation issues at all, aside from a little bit of upper head movement because of the collar on his vest. But we've learned that with other figures, and we accept that. But overall, even just getting the weapons in his hands is a far cry better than it was with his predecessor. So the playability goes to an A+, and the tactical, the quartermaster nightmare that he is, I still love the homage to the original, and the fact that his weapons make absolute sense, his accessories make absolute sense. I never did put a big emphasis on the backpack, but just the humble backpack without fancy hooks for sci-fi weapons is another bonus. Tactical, we're going another A+. Trust me, guys, they've been doing a good job as far as making the characters make sense for the most part. And when I can't give it a good tactical grade, I am in my mind giving them at least a really high creative grade for themselves. But here we go, guys. That is it for today. That is your Gung Ho, our Gung Ho. I mean, is it not superior? I think it is. Is this good? It is good. Disagree? Fight me. I don't care. But this guy is the superior Gung Ho. And if you can get him at your in any of your big box stores while he's around, do so. I think he's a must in every Joe collection. All right, guys, that's been it for me today. That's the tactical perspective on our friend Gung Ho, Etienne the Fit K-Jong. Yeah, man. All right, so if you like this video, you know the drill. You just hit like. I appreciate that. If you really liked it, subscribe. Please. There's 60 of you now, and I'm always amazed. I feel like that's probably 59 more than there should be, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And guys, I know most of you are American, and I know some of you are military, and I love reading about what you guys are doing. your family stories, your stories, things like that. Did I work with the Yanks overseas? Absolutely, I did. I've done a lot of ops with the Americans, the Brits, the Kiwis, Gurkhas, all of it, you know, and the Americans. We were at Kandahar visiting you guys a lot, and you guys have the best PXs, I'll say that for sure. But you know, just keep up the chatter whenever you feel like telling me something about your Joe experience or your military experience or how you tie it all together. You guys let me know. And like I said, I'm happy to have every one of you on board, and we'll see you on the next video, which I'm just going to quickly do this. This is going to be about this here hovercraft I'm working on. All right, bye.